So a while ago, not even a while ago, a few days ago, feels like a while ago, I put on a post about, it being a new month and, kind of going into February, and if we were basically kind of having the same old patterns or doing the same old stuff that we were doing last year, if we were actually kind of embedding or inputting any changes into our lives since the last year, or 2, 3, 4 years or 5 years before that. It was quite interesting to see that a lot of people didn't really like that content, and it'd be interesting to know why. Was I too blunt about the whole fact that we might go through the same old rubbish, doing the same old stuff, and then therefore you're going to have the same results? Or was it the fact that, I don't know, you just didn't like the content, which was interesting enough because, the message was right there. Maybe we don't like to hear the message. So that's another thing. I think sometimes we're scared of the truth. You're scared to be told that you're making the same mistakes. You're scared to be told to move forward. You're scared to even move forward. You're scared to hear the message of, get up, move, do something, get on with it. Yeah, learn from the past and move forward. So some of the things that I, start to think about is, do we even like learning about ourselves or learning from our past mistakes so that we can move forward? Problem is that I think a lot of people want to hide away behind their problems instead of facing them or moving forward from them, which is a huge problem, because if you're not learning about the problem, or you're not learning about what that element was and why you need to move forward, you're just going to keep making the same mistakes. So what's going to happen is that your 2025 is going to be the same as your 2024, the 2023 before that, the 2022, and so on and so forth. Probably even for the period of 10 years, you're thinking, I'm going to do things the same, which is ridiculous, because you can't do things the same. We're always changing, and I think this is the whole thing. Whether we make the same mistakes or do the same things every year, you can't escape change, because we age. Our skin cells, there we go, are naturally shedding, every time. So there's constant change with us physically. So why can't you change internally, or with your mindset and your emotions? Are you letting your emotions cloud your judgment? Are you letting the fear of people's pleasure, the fear of, people's, being pleased with you, or the people's opinion is probably mattering to you a lot more than moving forward? If that's the case, then I'm going to tell you something. You're screwed if you are always going to constantly think about other people and what they would like you to do. Now, I know for one, the things that I say, I'm quite bold and quite alpha female about things, and I do say it like it is. I think a lot of people that listen to my content, or they'll have a conversation with me, doesn't mean I'm impolite. You can still be, upfront and be polite and nice and all, but they have a hard time hearing some of the things that I have to say, because they are scared to change. They are scared to move forward. I was there once upon a time. I didn't want to, get away from my ex. I wanted to stay in that, until I realized actually there was a lot of darkness surrounding that relationship. And, there's certain situations, you get attached to things, you get your little creature comforts, you enjoy hearing from people every day, or certain routines every day, etc. And you're scared to move forward from that. But here's the thing, if you don't move forward, you're never going to know how strong you are and how resilient you are. You're just going to stay in the same place, having the same worries, having the heavy weight on your shoulders. When you move forward, you take some of that baggage off. Okay, naturally, this is what's happening. Just like I said, our skin, in terms of our cells, and the old skin is shedding off of us, kind of like snakes, yeah? The skin is being shed off, yeah? And then therefore we're rejuvenating our cells are renewing, and then therefore we are renew. It's the same thing with moving forward from your emotions and the baggage you carry. If you don't move forward, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to stay in the same skin. So the whole thing is about getting rid of the old skin. That skin is temporary, yeah? It dries up, it falls off, it's done. That's exactly how we need to look at it. So look at your problems and your emotions the same way. Make those changes, write it down, do something. But if you are still not moving forward and you're making the same silly mistakes like you were doing even 2-3 months before that, a year before that, 2, 3, 4 or 5 years before that, you've not learned anything. You've not even grown up a bit. And this is the whole point. We need to grow. That's the whole thing about being a human being. We've been given these opportunities to grow, and instead what we're doing is we're staying encased in the old skin. We need to shed it off and we need to move forward. So my question is to you, were you afraid of hearing this truth? And I think that would be a good, first of all, that's a good point. That's a really good, important thing to ask. Were you afraid of hearing this truth? Now that you've heard this truth, I want you to reflect. Write down the things that you've stayed attached to, the toxic stuff that you've stayed attached to, importantly. The stuff that's made you, I'm used to being treated this way, therefore I'm going to stay doing the same thing because I am scared of my own true self. Shed the old skin, get out of it, just like you take your coat off every day when you're coming back from work or wherever, from outside, just as you do when you change your underwear. You're getting rid of the old and putting on the new. You want a fresh pair of underwear every day, twice a day actually, but yeah, you just want to keep moving forward. You don't want to stay in the same stale crap that you were in earlier. So this is my question to you. Were you scared of hearing this truth? Because why are you scared of hearing it? I'm telling you, you can actually move forward. There's nothing physically telling you to stay. And of course, if there is something that is physically telling you to stay, then you need to be mindful about that and very careful of how you do release that. And of course, that's completely different to what I'm talking about here. But no one says that you have to be in the same sticky situation that you were previously. You can move forward. Stop being scared. Get up, move forward. Change your routine, change your habits, change your mindset. Yeah, change that mindset. And again, once you've changed that mindset, you can think better of yourself, start to eat better, start to do things, getting up early in the morning. My gosh, there's so many lazy people out there who are just scared to wake up early in the morning. Get up. You'll have more hours in the day to make changes instead of complaining all the time. Have that quiet time, whether that's meditation, prayer, that time with God. Take that time out, even if it's 5 or 10 minutes. Exercise. Eat a decent breakfast. Make sure, when you're going to work or doing your, what you're doing in terms of your business, your career, make those changes, but move forward. Learn from the past and keep moving forward. As an educator, I talk about and I teach things about lessons learned. Those who repeat the same things are doomed to make the same mistakes, okay? So this is a part of the law of learning from lessons. If you're not learning from it, you're not going to move forward. Stop being scared of this message. Move forward. Do something. Change up, and you'll see those positive things coming into place. The load off of your back or your shoulders is going to lessen, but you can only do that if you move forward and actually take action.